Hey Hunters! My mic was muted. That was not the best intro ever. But we now have some pretty awesome intro and countdown. It almost looks like I know what I'm doing. And as you can see, look, my hair is crazy. And as you guys can see, this is where I hang out on Thursdays. So this is the first time I'm actually streaming on a Thursday. And here I am. This is where I hang out on Thursdays. This is Indie Warehouse here in Brasilia. Um, a lot of game studios work here, including Rogue Snail. We have Behold Studios, Glitch Factory, a lot of awesome game devs around here. Let me see if I can show you guys around. Yay, Indie Warehouse. Yay. So, is the mic okay? I'm using this headset because it kind of cuts the it should cut the environmental noise. Is that okay? You guys hear me loud and clear? Awesome. The game's not too loud. The mic is okay. Cool. So yeah, we're doing something different this time. Um, so Lucy, she had these ideas to kind of improve our Twitch channel and get things get us to stream more often and do more stuff with you guys because it's always so fun. And she's going to be streaming every Tuesday as always. But now we have planned a lot more content for you guys every Thursday and Saturday as well. So on Thursday, it's usually going to be like rotating content related to the game's development. So sometimes it's gonna be me, sometimes it's gonna be the coders programming something on the stream. Sometimes it's gonna be Pedro talking about story and lore. Sometimes it's gonna be Beto or Marty. They're gonna be drawing something cool. It's a way for you guys to be closer to us and we to be closer to you, and it's always pretty fun. And I have my pinky T-shirt, and it's gonna be super fun. So yeah. So today I'm here to talk mostly about game design, and I know you guys lately on Discord have had some questions about some very complex topics about progression and how things are gonna work. Hello, Ederny. Hello, hi. It's so small though. Oh, hello, Behold Studios. Nice of you guys to be here as well. Hello, Defo. Hello, Hyperfly. So I'm playing the development build of the game. So you guys, unfortunately, cannot join me today. I'm just gonna be playing by myself. It's mostly the game is gonna be kind of a background noise because I'm mostly going to be talking about game design, pretty much. But at least I can show you the mini map because it's not live yet. You can see we still have bugs. So we do have a fog of war, but as you can see, it only works on the first level of the mission, like the first story. This one, you see the little fog of war opening up. But it's only on the first level. All the other ones are already revealed. So these small bugs like this that we need to take care of, and of course it's ugly. Like the minimap is super ugly. This is something that we're going to improve. Batu is still like concepting how he wants the thing to look. We're gonna make it look as best as we can. Is the game too loud for you guys? It's a bit too loud for me. I can barely hear myself. Machine gun. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Like so. Machine gun. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, I wanted to make this like a different stream. So I'm not really gonna be worried too much about just playing the game. Just want to talk to you guys about a lot of things. So first of all, lately this week, some people on Discord have been asking about horizontal progression. And horizontal progression is a very important thing in the genre, the whole looter genre. And I was very happy to see. I don't know if you guys follow the new Torchlight game. It's called Torchlight Frontiers. Pretty awesome. You should check those guys out. And I'm a big fan of Torchlight. And this new Torchlight, they introduced in their latest stream a concept of horizontal progression and how they're dealing with that in Torchlight, and it made me super happy because I'm currently working on an article about this right now. So I'm writing an article about horizontal progression in looter games and how like to approach it. I'm calling it quote unquote always legendary. How to keep progression like viable and interesting after like a long period of time. Yes, Spydog, it's 1080p, but you should be able to scale it down though, right? Um, s you should be able to maybe scale it down. Uh, if you don't, I really don't know how. I have to research it. Like I said, even though we have a cool intro, I have no idea what I'm doing on Twitch. So if anyone knows if there's some OBS setting or something like that that I can get to make the stream on 720p or lesser for you guys. Oh, the pinky T-shirt was exclusive for the Kickstarter. So unless you got it on Kickstarter or you got it on PAX with us at our PAX booth, these are sold out. These are the only ones that exist in the world. So we're going to have like different ones in the future though. But as I was saying, I was talking about horizontal progression. So I was super happy to see Torchlight talking about this. Because for me, it's the main challenge that the genre has to solve moving forward. So, okay, we played a lot of Diablo 2, played a lot of Path of Exile and Diablo 3, and now looter games are moving to like hybrid genres and doing different things. Like you have Destiny and The Division and Warframe and all these different games. And I feel like they require different things to be successful. And one of these things that I see as a big thing moving forward is horizontal progression. Let me just take my game of water. No, no, Despacito. Despacito's gonna break the stream, man. Never, never, never more. Not again. So, what is horizontal progression? So, when you play most RPGs, you are gaining levels. So you're leveling up, just like I'm level 16 with my pinky. As I defeat enemies, they will give me experience points, and I'm going to level up. And this is a form of vertical progression, which means that I'm just getting like stronger, like vertically. Like I have a pinky level 1, and now I have pinky level 16, which is like on top of the previous pinky that I had, which means that it's not like I'm going to go back to a level 1 pinky at any point in time. It doesn't make any sense for me if I have the option to use the level 16 pinky. So this is why it's called vertical progression, because it goes up. So we have a lot of these systems traditionally in action RPG and lure games. So your character progresses vertically. Your skills a lot of the time progress vertically because they just get stronger and stronger, and now with more added effects and things like that. We also the gear that you get progresses vertically and so forth and so on. But there's also horizontal progression. So what horizontal progression means is that you get like more kind of side grades. So you're not exactly getting progressing by taking something that you already have and making it stronger. I feel like that Duke and Mortar is trying to interrupt me. I'm explaining game design here. Excuse me, sir. You're throwing more, sir. This is extremely rude, sir. I think you're gonna have to punch you in the face. Sorry, guys. This is personal now. Where is him? There he is. Okay, so I punch him. Where were we? So, as I was saying, um, so horizontal progression. These guys, and now you know why we rebel against the Dukes. They're so rude. There we go. So horizontal progression. It's all about you being able to have more options. So you're not buying stuff. You're not getting Pinky, but now level 16. You're getting like Jimmy on the side. So this is what horizontal progression is you being able to progress in a way that gives you more options instead of more power. And a game that does this extremely well is Warframe. So if you guys have been playing Warframe, you're going to notice it's really not that hard to kind of get uh, one of your warframes, one of your characters to be like max level. Of course, there are other ways to make it more powerful, but to get a warframe to be max level is pretty easy. So you progress in warframe by actually being able to have a lot of different warframes, a lot of different weapons, leveling them all up so you have more options, which gives you access to even more stuff. And it has this mod system. And the mods, they have like, they're like a card building kind of thing. They're a hybrid between gear and like card games. And with mods, you also have all of this horizontal progression with many different mods that serve different purposes. Of course, you can also level them up, so you have vertical progression inside the system as well. But you get a lot of horizontal progression. Actually, the whole game is about that. It's a horizontal progression game. Um, Games like Pokemon do a lot of this. So you gotta catch them all. You have to collect them all. This is horizontal progression because if you have one really strong Pokemon, it's not going to be the best against all of the other Pokemon. So you need more, and that's horizontal progression. Am I making any sense? So with Relic Hunters coming in, we knew that to stay relevant in the genre, we needed to innovate a little bit in how we make sure. This is still wrong though. I thought we fixed this one. Hello. It's like R2D2 in the remastered Star Wars, you know. This is a very specific joke for Star Wars nerds. I'm sorry about that. So, where was I? Horizontal. So, dear God, like the chat is so delayed. It's crazy. Is there any way for me to reduce the delay? Cause there's a lot of delay. Okay, but I'll just carry on. Oh, okay, okay. I thought, okay. That's better. I thought there was like a minute of delay or something like that. And but it's fine. Oh, he jumped. Didn't know that was in the development build. It's pretty fun though. So when we came into Relic Hunters Legend, we knew that's something that we wanted to do, right? So it was designed at the core of the game because Relic Hunters Zero itself, even though it wasn't an RPG, it had this collection thing where you were unlocking characters, you were like collecting the pieces of certain relics, so you have more variety. But it's not an RPG. So with Legend, we knew we wanted to do it. So the question is how, and well, the first most important thing about Relic Hunters Legend is that you do not have one character. You have a lot of characters. So all the hunters. You're gonna start out as Seven. So Seven is the new hunter. She's or he, because you can choose the gender and customize her or him a little bit. Um, she has like white hair. You might have seen her before in a few videos. So she's going to be your first character in Relic Hunters Legend, and you're going to meet the Relic Hunters, and you're going to make friends with them. And as you make friends with the other hunters, you get to play as them. So in the first, like you have like a friendship level with each hunter, and when you get the first heart, you can actually um, play as that hunter. So that's how you unlock them. So you can kind of collect all of these different characters, and as you see right now, they all have different skills. They have their own progression. So you're going to be leveling them up individually. And if you go here, let me take you guys to the character selection screen. It's not final, of course. It's a pre-alpha. Like this whole thing is not done at all. But I just want to show you. So, for example, if you go to Raf, so Raf, you can see here a few interesting things that we rarely talked about. The first thing is you can see here, Ref has physical defense and physical attack. So in Relic Hunters Legend, we're going to have elemental damage and physical damage. And both of these, like damage elements, whatever, they have three damage types each. Three, three damage types each. So for physical, we have impact, fragmentation, and magnetic damage. And for my fingers not showing. And there you go. Pinky was in front of my thumb, which is funny. Um, and the elemental damage, we have fire, nature, and where's the camera? There you go. We have fire, nature, and water. So these are the six damage types that we have at launch for Relic Hunters Legend. We're divided in physical and elemental. So different hunters are going to have different different um, attack and defense kind of alignment. So it's not like if an enemy is dealing elemental damage and you're playing as Wrath, it's not like you're going to melt instantly. Like Wrath is still going to be viable everywhere. This is a very important distinction. Like everything's going to be viable, but it's not going to be optimal. So if you take Wrath, which has physical defense and physical damage, and you take her to a purely elemental area where pretty much every enemy is going to be dealing elemental damage and taking and having elemental defense, it's not gonna be optimal. Um, so you kind of have to collect the hunters in this part. And we also have the sign. So you can see here that each hunter has a star sign. So Raph is planet, Pinky's star, Jimmy's void, Seven is also void, and Ace is also planet. But we also have comet as we have five star signs, and these star signs they also affect a few things in the game. They affect relationships between the hunters. So depending on the sign that you choose, and you're going to get friendship with another hunter. Some signs are better against each other, with each other when paired. So you're gonna be able to make friends with hunters. They are friendly towards your sign, and we also going to rotate bonuses, like every week, something like that, based on signs. So in a particular week, like certain star signs are gonna have these bonuses. So you might be encouraged to roll out a different character that you played previously, and that's just talking about hunters, right? So only in hunter selection you already have this kind of horizontal progression because the hunters and their skills they are going to be more geared toward physical or elemental things and they're going to have these star signs. And of course their whole kit and how they're designed changes. So the play style and the strategies that you come up with might vary, right? Uh, yeah, definitely default. So we are getting Panzer and Brad and Bill. So for launch, we're going to have at least, let me count. So we have the five hunters, original hunters, the six original hunters. Sorry. So we have seven. So we also have red, so that's eight. And we have two hunters that are going to be created by our Kickstarter backers who pledge at the highest tiers. So we're going to release with at least 10 hunters, but we really want to have a lot more hunters than that. So 10 is going to be our bare minimum for launch. Hopefully we're going to have more. Um, sorry about my cell phone. So but this is just a tip of the iceberg. We're going to do other things as well. So the whole relic system, the way it's going to work, is going to be really interesting. Let me take you to a screen that is not done yet. Just a second. Okay, so this is the unfinished inventory screen. We call it the hunter screen. It's not even gonna. This is even. It's not even gonna be the final layout. So we're gonna change the screen quite a bit. But you're going to have equipped here like different pieces of gear, right? So each hunter is going to have actually six slots of gear. So you have um, the, the gear that you slot here is going to change. So for example, even though every hunter has like all these slots, the type of gear that they can equip on the inventory is going to be different. So by that I mean that if I am Ace, this first slot here might be light clothes, right? So I can use scavenger clothing, which is a common light cloth, and get this kind of bonus. But if I go to Pinky, so Pinky is not gonna have a light cloth slot here. She's going to have like a armor slot. So she's going to equip armor items. So it's going to be different items here. There is going to be some overlap, right? So Ace and Raph and Jimmy, they're all going to wear light clothes, but Pinky and Bill and Red are going to wear like armor. And so you cannot share all of your items between the hunters. There is some difference there. So you're already collecting different things for different hunters. So this is also horizontal progression. And another cool thing that we're gonna have is the relics. So these two slots here at the bottom, which are empty right now, every character, every time you go to play a match of Relic Hunters, you're going to choose a hunter. In this case, I chose Ace, and you're also going to choose two relics. So compared to Relic Hunters Zero, you could equip three, but our two are going to be much more powerful and interesting. So these two relics are going to be always a relic weapon and a relic gear. So what I mean by that is that the relic weapon is going to be the third weapon that you're going to carry. So you're always going to be carrying a regular weapon and a secondary one, the primary secondary, and you're also gonna have the relic weapon. So the relic weapon is almost like an ultimate. You're also gonna have an ultimate, but it's like a special weapon that you cannot use it all the time because it's gonna run out of ammo. It's going to need a special ammo called relic ammunition. So this kind of ammunition is gonna be a little bit rarer. So you cannot just play with the relic weapon all the time, unless you get a build for that. But we're gonna get to builds in a while. But as like a vanilla character, the relics are designed to run out of ammo if you use them all the time. So you're gonna be pulling these out in special occasions, and they're gonna be crazy. Like they're gonna be super interesting weapons with crazy effects. A lot more interesting than the weapons that we designed Relic Hunters Zero, because now it's an RPG. So not only we can do like interesting behaviors, fire modes, and things like that in the guns, we can also introduce RPG effects. They are more subtle and more complicated. And and also the relic gear. So the relic gear is going to be like this massive, massive, passive bonus that is going to kind of define your build a little bit. So if you're playing Ace, Ace is kind of it's what we call trickster. So he's like a rogue slash support. He has a lot of crowd control skills, very high mobility. He likes to be behind enemies. He likes to be on top, flying up. And the relic that you equip with Ace. So these two things together are going to define kind of your basic play style. And from that point on, you have all of the six gear slots to customize it even further, and also customize your skills even further. What I'm trying to get to is that there's gonna be a lot of horizontal things and different things for you guys to collect and change. Like depending on the activity, we want you to be using different hunters, different relics. You're gonna have different gear because the hunters don't always use the same gear. So there's always like we do all of these things to make sure that the game is not just a boring grind from point A to point B. You know. So this way you have many options, and most importantly, we can keep the whole game rewarding. So if you're playing with newer players, you might be getting like um, more common materials and things that you might need. We want to make sure that no matter where you're playing in the game, always the something that drops is useful to you. You're always making progress towards something. Even you want to improve one of your high-end weapons, you want to unlock a certain hunter, you want to improve one of your relics, you want to craft something. Like you're always being rewarded by the time for the time you spend in the game, regardless if you're pushing like end game contents, whatever that is, or if you're just messing around and helping people at lower levels. So it's gonna be interesting. The chat is going crazy today. Am I boring you guys, or is this interesting? You want me to talk about something else? I'm gonna keep saying nerdy stuff. So yeah, so there's one more super interesting thing that we want to do. This is something that we're gonna talk about in the article that I'm writing. So if you just joined the stream, welcome. This is me talking nerdy stuff about RPG and the design of Relic Hunters and the things that we want to do with the game. Um, and as I said at the beginning of the stream, I am working on an article about horizontal progression and solving one very specific MMO kind of problem, which is, man, you just release content, right? Let's say we have like an end game dungeon, the Echo Chamber, and you're going after the Duke and to defeat him and overthrow his evil government, right? So you go after the Duke and beat him, and he drops like super end game legendary gear and relics and stuff, and you just pump on like you're just super awesome that you completed this super hard content, and now you have this awesome gear. And then a few months go by, and we release a new expansion, and you're fighting like a new enemy, and the level cap is increased, and we introduce new gear, and now like green items that drop from random enemies are better than your super high end raid gear. This is not okay. I think this is a problem that most games suffer to some degree, but it's something that I don't think is healthy, especially for a small game like ours. It's not like we cannot throw away your accomplishments, and also we cannot throw away our content because we want to keep these raids relevant. We want to keep this content relevant because we're a very small team. We cannot throw content away like that. It's just not smart. So how we plan to solve this? Like I said, I think we have some ideas in common with the Torchlight Frontiers guys, but it's not the same thing. So what we want to do is give you like vertical progression with your character, however you choose. You have a lot of other horizontal because of the damage types and the requirements of each activity, of course. But we give you vertical progression uh, until you get to level 100 and like legendary plus 25 items. So this is when you're pretty much your end game gear, right? We don't have currently any plans to ever have gear that is stronger than this. So stay with me. This is not Guild Wars 2, but when you reach level 100 and have legendary plus 25 gear in all slots, you're pretty much as strong as you can be on default content. What I mean by that is that most of the content we're going to release in the game, this is going to be the most powerful gear, and that's it. Then it becomes a matter of playstyle and choice and what you like. More hunters and more relics and more skills and more builds and getting perfect rolls on things, which is also a thing. Our gear is not going to be static; it's going to have random affixes to it, as well as pre-designed ones. So you are going to be hunting for these perfect rolls, right? So when you have perfectly rolled plus 25 legendary gears in all the slots of your level 100 character, you're pretty much the strongest you can ever be. But here's the thing. So as we introduce endgame activities, the idea is to allow players to have reached kind of this very high plateau of power, and they want new challenges, and they want new gear hunts, and things like that. So what we do is we introduce an extra mechanic. So for example, for the first raid, we are planning to do something called time damage and time resistance. So this is only going to be a thing on the endgame raids that are going to be part of the vanilla experience of Relic Hunters. So time damage and time resistance. As you progress through this endgame content, you're going to require gear that has these affixes. And these affixes are going to be extra. What I mean by that is if you go here, for example, you see here that I have increased elemental defense on this friendship band, right? So if you have an end game version of this item that has time resistance, is going to be added to this. It's not going to take in a fixed slot. Okay, it's going to be an extra fix. It's not going to take a regular slot, and it's going to give you like time resistance, time damage, and this is going to make you more efficient at the this end game contents that we have. Okay, and when you beat these contents and get stronger, get gear, and then finally beat all of the contents, you get like cool cosmetic rewards. So you're going to get titles, you're going to get badges, you're going to get emoticons, emotes, so things that show that you beat that content. And also, we're going to have exclusive legendary items that drop from there. So they're not going to be more powerful than regular legendaries from other places, but they're going to go be unique from that activity, right? So so far so normal, right? This is all normal. What's the thing is when we release new content. So let's say 1 year after this, release like a major expansion with a whole new end game progression, right? New activities, new dungeons, new raids, new items, new legendaries. So we're going to have a new mechanic. So this new mechanic is not going to be like time damage and time resistance is going to be useless there, but your gear is still super interesting. It's still like plus 25 legendary gear. You have the cosmetics from that raid. You have the legendary gear from that raid, which is going to have some affixes that are exclusive to there, so it might still be relevant. So the idea is that this new content drops, and for example, let's say we have a new thing called, I don't know, like darkness resistance, just like in Path of Exile. So you have darkness resistance on the new expansion, and now it's not like the gear that you collected from the other raid is not useless. It's still awesome for that raid. It's still end game gear for 90% of the content except this darkness one, right? And if you take the darkness gear to the raid, to the previous raid, you're going to be wrecked because you need the time gear, right? Am I making sense? So we're not invalidating the previous raids and activities that we have. So even like years after release, if you see somebody with a cosmetic that they can only get from the highest difficulty raid of the very first raid that we ever done, it's still super hard. It's still something that is not has not been trivialized by the games being expanded. So we're not throwing content away. Um, so this is something that we're really excited about, and I hope I have explained it well enough. Maybe I should have made like a PowerPoint or something like that because it's super complicated. But yeah, if you're joining the stream right now, Hobo, I'm just talking about nerdy stuff. This is a design stream. Uh, so the idea is for me to just talk about things that we have planned, how we're going to approach things. I'm mostly doing like talking about progression, especially horizontal progression, how we intend to deal with this. Have you guys been following me so far? Have you fallen asleep? Have you any questions for me? Because I'll be shooting ducks, because I've talked so much. Talking, talking, talking. Yeah, thank you, Undisabled. I mean, it's always going to be a cycle of updates. Like, we have thought this out. I've been thinking about this game for almost 5 years now. Like, this is our dream game. This is something that we have been preparing ourselves for a long time. But I don't like. We're trying to prepare ourselves the best we can and have the best ideas that we can. But at the same time, I don't feel like we have it all figured out because we really want to build this with you. So I feel like we have preparing ourselves, but ultimately we're going to build this game as a community. So even if those ideas like we think they're awesome, if they don't work, we're just gonna cut it. Like as we have done in the past, you guys have been here. Like whenever we feel like something's not working, we just change and cut it. But with that said, like the loot part and the gear part, the progression, like these are Sometimes they're afterthoughts for people who are not familiar with this genre. And sometimes they're just too naive. Like they just reproduce ideas from like more established games, like the Diablos and games like this. Um, I'm a loot nerd. It's like I'm a really big nerd in loot games. I'm that kind of nerd that when I was playing Diablo 2, I was making like build guides and stuff on the forums. It's like it's it's just like what I like. Um, so for me, it's just natural to bring this to Relic Hunters and really try to move the genre forward and do really good things progression wise. Oh, hi Mechatheos. So if you missed the stream, I'm actually at Indie Warehouse. So this is where I hang out on Thursdays. So usually Tuesdays I'm at my office in my house because Roguesdale is a remote company, as you most of you probably know. But today I'm on Indie Warehouse. So this is a enormous warehouse here in Brasilia where a lot of game studios hang out, including the Beho Studio guys, the Glitch Factory, other cool game studios are here with us. And me and Batu's right there on my left. And late Gabe also works here. He's not here today though. And yeah. So one of the want me to call Beto? Let me see just a second. Beto, Beto. O pessoal da stream quer que você dê um oizinho aqui. Chega aqui pra dar um oi. I call Beto. Usually it's not something I can do because we're remote scene, but today I can call Beto. Hey.
Hello guys, Beto here.
So we are going to have a stream with Beto at some point. Um, Lucy's convincing him. Beto is very shy on streams. He likes to. He's done a few art streams in the past where he was drawing, and I don't know. I never felt like it was comfortable for him to do it. Now Lucy's trying to figure out a way to maybe she replies to people in the chat where he's just drawing things like that. It's gonna be pretty awesome. As I was saying, like coming back to progression stuff. There's another thing that I'm really excited, really excited. I think it's a very simple but powerful idea in Relic Hunters. Is what we call the Legend rank. So I don't know if you guys have heard of the Legend rank before, but the Legend rank is going to be kind of your account level in Relic Hunters. Since you're going to have a lot of different hunters, the level of your hunters is not always going to be representative of how much you play the game. That's when the Legend rank comes in, and the Legend rank is going to be like a measure of how much of a legend you are as a player, your whole account with all your characters, and it's going to be based on achievements. So we are going to have this like this page in your inventory. Like when you go here, you're going to have a lot of tabs here. One of the tabs is going to be your legend, your road to legend. So your road to legend is going to be a lot of achievements that you can do, and we are going to separate them in chapters. So if you guys have played seasons in Diablo 3 or leagues in Path of Exile, it's something like that, but it's designed to be for the whole game. So when you play the game for the first time, you're gonna open your Road to Legend up here. You're going to see all the achievements on Chapter 1. And they're going to be like defeat X enemies, complete this adventure, complete all the missions in Galena Canyons, find uncommon item, upgrade an item to +5. Lots of different things are going to guide you through the early experience. And as you complete these achievements, you get these legend XP to increase your legend rank. So as your legend rank increases, your account level increases. So you have bragging rights for identifying you as like a more experienced player, and this increases the level cap of all your hunters. So when you're playing, you're going to be able to only level up your hunters up to level 20. So only by increasing your legend rank by doing achievements, you can increase this level cap. So it's like the whole game feels a little bit like an end game, and because of the achievement-based progression, it's very easy for us to make the whole game feel rewarding for you. So whenever you're playing, even though you have completed that stage, or maybe you really don't need any of the materials that are dropping in that area, you're still making progress towards some achievement, something like that. So it just gives us a lot more options to provide you with progression and advancement. So was asking, does this mean you must play multiple hunters up to your level cap, or can I select one hunter and stick to him? So we designed the system so that you are encouraged to try different hunters. So the idea is you're playing Pinky, right? For example, my Pinky is level 16. Uh, if I'm playing Pinky, she's level 20 already. Why would I just start again with Ace and just level Ace up? So some people like to do this, like the alcoholics out there, like to do this by themselves. But want to make sure that we're encouraging this. So Pinky is going to reach the level cap. She's going to be level 20. At this point, you have a lot of other achievements you can go chase to increase the level cap to 30, right? Um, and one of those achievements is going to be level up Ace to level 10, or level up Jimmy to level 10, and you might just give a try and things like that, and try different things you haven't maybe tried before. So when you do this, you increase your legend rank, and then you can go back to Pinky. Maybe you don't even want it by that point. Maybe now you're an Ace main because you're level Ace 11 10, and now you really like him. You want to level him up more, and leveling up Ace more will give you achievements that will give you legend rank, and so forth and so on. But if you really want to stick to Pinky, we also have a thing called memories. So they're going to be XP items. So whenever you are on the level cap, so say you're playing Pinky, and you really don't want to level Ace. Like you don't like Ace, you don't like his donkey face, and you don't like his playstyle. You don't want to play Ace, but you do want to level Ace up because you need that for the achievements, right? So as you play Pinky and she's on the level cap, whenever you would level up, instead you would drop a memory. So memory is like an XP item that you can give to any character you want, so you can level relics with it as well. It's an XP item. You can get this from drops as well, special rewards here and there. But you're gonna be getting this a lot from very reliably from higher level hunters that are on the level cap. And if you just want to play Pinky all day, you can, right? We're just encouraging you to play other characters. But if you just want to play Pinky, you're gonna keep earning memories and that you can use to level up characters that you really don't want to play. And you can be level 100 with Ace without ever playing him, if that's what you want, you know? But play Ace, poor Ace, he's fun. So for me, this is really interesting because it allows us to provide you with a lot of options, but at the same time, we're not punishing you for trying different things, which should be fun. But we're also not punishing you for not trying different things. So we're trying to balance this. We're giving you an incentive to trying different things and rewarding you, but we're never forcing you to play things that you don't want to. And this is something that carries over to the rest of the game as well. Like whenever we have the trade system in place, this is also something that, say, you need a legendary for your build that only drops from a dungeon that you hate. Like you hate the dungeon, you think it's stupid. Hopefully you don't think any of our dungeons are stupid. We're gonna try to make them the best we can, but you know, tastes, right? People are gonna like what they like. So maybe you hate that dungeon, really don't want to farm it for the legendary. You can just trade it with somebody else because maybe you like something that somebody else doesn't like, so you guys can trade. So we're always looking at things in this way, like how can we have systems in place that encourage people to do the fun things, but at the same time, how can we make sure that we are never forcing you to do something you don't like? Which I guess like these are two sides of the same coin, so to speak. But it's a really delicate problem that not all games think about, and this is something that we really think about, and I hope it comes through. And we're always gonna be keeping tabs on it as you guys are playing and seeing like if this is working as intended. If not, we're going to change, of course. But the goals are, I think, really good. With that said, let's play Broken Lake on Epic level 20. Why not? With my level 16 Pinky. Thank you, Default. I love you too. So I'm gonna get destroyed, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. Just throw these guys off. Dear God, I can barely kill them. Okay, this wasn't such a good idea. So much damage. Oh oh nope 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 no 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 no. Sorry, that was a bad idea. But we can't do. What we can do is go Peaks Blockade Epic because that's level 14. I can handle that. I didn't say it. I said shh. Shh. I didn't say it. Yes, I can. Yes, you can revive yourself. Sorry, guys. So this is a development build. So we are. You can see the mini map, right? And we also have the revive mechanic, the new revive mechanic. So how it works is these guys are never gonna kill me because I'm too tanky. Let me just throw myself off the cliff several times. So now with the new revive system, it knows when you have wiped. So one more. There you go. So all hunters are down. Time panel 1 minute. So now it doesn't force you to wait until you can revive. I just say, hey, all hunters are down. You have this time penalty. You can just revive. So at any time now, I press X. I revive. And let me just show you one more time. And this is not final. It's a little bit bugged. Like that timer there that you saw is not supposed to be there. But I'm gonna show you that I can just revive instantly. And there you go. So I can revive myself. But I took a 1 minute penalty, which would be the time that I would be waiting. Now we don't have to wait, because that was stupid, right? So that was a nice save though. Let me try. Let me try to show you. I'm gonna need 2 players to do this though. But yeah, on Tuesday we're gonna show the revive mechanic and the mini map properly. But it's pretty cool. That was a pretty good jump, right? I'm gonna try it again just because it was fun. So if you're falling down, you can just do this and then this. This is my favorite bug. This is something that I was discussing with the team. There is a bug that you do with Pinky when if you do the charge and then you jump stupidly high because it gets kind of the momentum of your dash, and when you jump, it just goes super high. I thought it was so cool. Like it's a bug. To get me wrong, it's a bug, but I really love it. I was just discussing with the team last week about Destiny 2. I don't know if you guys play Destiny 2, but there's something in Destiny 2 called Titan Skating. Titan Skating is like, do you know Bunny Hop in like Counter Strike, Quake, and things like that? Rocket jumping for Team Fortress. There you go. So we have like in Destiny 2, they have these Titan Skating. So you can just like spam the jump with the Titan, a particular jump skill that you have, and it just speeds up like ridiculously. It just goes super fast. And after I started doing this, the game just became more fun to me. A lot more fun because you have this movement, right? And Warframe is the same thing. Like Warframe has like the parkour system that they have, like the bullet jump and all those crazy things. Uh, it was not a part of the game before. This is something the game was much slower paced. What happened was like Warframe history time. There was a bug in a particular weapon that they made like they would go like a helicopter with this weapon in the maps and just fly super fast and do crazy things because of this bug. But soon everybody started to use this weapon just because of this. And I think the Warframe developers, in like a stroke of brilliance, they realized that it was much more fun to play the game with the bug than without it, and they kind of like officially implemented it in the game. Of course, it's not like you don't have to use a particular weapon. It's just something that is in the game. But it's awesome. It's really awesome. Yeah, like this is something that I'm really passionate about. I just have to think about how to actually implement this bug in the game in a way that makes sense. Because for now it's just for Pinky, and you use two cooldowns like this. Just go like this, and you can cross the map really fast. See, I'm already here. I really like this kind of thing, but I feel like we have to think a little bit more about it to make sure. Like Titan Skating Destiny 2, I think it's super awesome because it's fast, it's fun, but it's like it has to be in a straight line and gives you no vertical movement, so you don't exploit the map like this. So if I can just exploit the map by doing this, and it's just not. It can be problematic. Yeah, sure. You dash and then you jump. Oh, of course you cannot do this in the fence, but I can be on the other side of the crane just by doing this and then this. Oh, it's just so far. Yeah, just you have to do this. It's a super jump. Um, this is something that this particular one I don't think it's a good thing to be in the game because of this vertical exploits that you can do. It can break some game modes. It can be not fun depending on what's going on. But I really want to try and get like a what do you call it? Like a bunny hop or Titan skating or something like that, like a rocket jump in Relic Hunters Legend to for all characters to use, or maybe one for each character to make it even more skilled. But this is something that I really like this kind of stuff. Like I already have on the to-do list. Like I want our reloads to have animation canceling. For example, if I'm reloading a rifle, as soon as the clip hits the gun, I want the ammo counter to increase because this allows me to do animation canceling. Like you reload, papa, and just switch the weapon to another thing. When you come back, the weapon's already reloaded. Like things like that just gives you more of a skill ceiling in the game. This is something that I really want to add. It's on the list to allow us to animation cancel the reloads, for example. I think I lost the last question on the chat. Like this chat is so like the message appears for like 3 seconds and it goes away. Since I only have one monitor, do you mind repeating the question, please? The last one. Sorry about that. What about doing some summary on the patch notes and like a short video showing the new stuff? Yeah, sure, Hattie. This bit is not on the live, though. This is why. I really like the different styles of shields I've implemented so far. There are plans to add even more diversity in shield types. So right now, no. We really feel like we have enough. It's we have three life. We call these life types. So we have the red one, which is health. We have the yellow one, which is armor, and we have the blue one, which is shields. So they all have different things going for them. So health is the more common. You're gonna have more of it, but it also has no special effects. But shields, they regenerate first of all, so they have a lot of sustain ability. But also, shields are immune to precision hits. So when you hit an enemy in the center and the yellow damage it pops up, uh, you don't get that if you have shield, so you're protected. But if you have armor, you are immune to critical hits. So if you see yellow bar enemies and you have like Ace with a machine gun, it's not gonna do much because the critical hits are not gonna do any extra damage at all. So the armor has that ability. These things combine with the elementals, so we have like the 6 damage types. We have impact, fragmentation, magnetic, fire, water, nature. Like these 6 damage types plus the 3 life types combined, I think gives us enough depth to pull from and give you gear variety and enemy variety, things like that. I'm so close to level 17 though. I really feel like leveling up. I think I'm gonna choose like a hard mode mission to just level up to 17 before the stream is done. So cave entrance level 15 should be enough. even though even though I am the developer of the game, I can just put level 20 on Pinky. I really like leveling up. For me, it's just so fun. I want to ding. I want to level 17. Next stream, I want to be level 20 with no cheats to get that Broken Lake level 20 thing. That stuff is crazy. Dun, dun, flicking texture. Dun, 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 dun. I have the higher ground. Ba-da-ba. I want the level. I want my level. Oh, I already dinged. I didn't realize I'm level 17 already. Cool. So yeah, I think that was a fun stream already. Do you guys have any questions for me, or should I just go back to work? I think we are almost an hour here talking about nerdy stuff. Time flies when you're a nerd. But yeah. So if you guys have nothing else to ask about progression, I think this is gonna be it for now. I'm already level 17. Let me just wrap this up and quit. So yeah, that was different. I hope it was enjoyable, and I'm happy that this is recorded, so you can check this out later on Twitch and YouTube. We're going to upload this to our YouTube channel as well, and I think it's a good thing to have stored, especially for me to kind of look back like a year from now and see if we change these ideas and how much after we actually implemented them. What merch we have planned? We already had done a bit of merch, right? We have like the plushies for Jimmy and Pinky. We have the T-shirts. We have the comic book physical edition. Lots of cool pins, metal pins, and bottoms, and stuff like that. But I don't know. Like, oh, also, Relic Hunters recently became a trademark. So we trademarked it in Brazil, which means that we can start licensing it to other companies to do stuff. So now we can actually go to somebody we know in São Paulo, for example, say, hey, you want to make like a Relic Hunters hoodie? You just go and do that, and they can make it and sell it and give us a share because now it's a trademark. So we can actually do a Relic Hunters TM because that's the thing. Um, Snatchy's asking, I saw Cleanser now reach on Kickstarter. Might they be coming later after launch? Yes, for sure. So clan support is something that is coming after launch for sure. It's a big thing that I want in the game. Like for me, doing the RPG things is very important. So you have things to do, you have things to achieve and to grind for. But for me, that's not why most people come back to multiplayer games. For me, it's about community. It's about the friends that you make playing the game, the friends that you have in real life to play the game. So for us, it's a huge focus on building community, on connecting people, getting people together. So clan system, for sure, we're gonna do it. It's just a matter of when we have the resources and time. We're going to prioritize, of course, the core features of the game first, but for sure the clans are coming. So folks, it's 5 p.m. here, Brazil. I really have to get back to work. It was really fun to spend this hour with you. I thank you guys for coming and asking good questions. And like I said, it's going to be recorded, so hopefully people are going to be able to reference this at a later point. And next week we're going to have something different as well. So from now on, I'm going to be streaming Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we're also going to be streaming on Saturdays. So Saturdays are not going to be Relic Hunters streams. They are going to be streams from the Relic Hunters team. So Lucy, me, Beto, Pedro, Mari, like everybody's going to be streaming, but it's like free. You can stream whatever they want. So Pedro is probably going to stream like Chrono Trigger, that he's playing Chrono Trigger. I'm probably going to be streaming Destiny 2 because it's what I play on weekends. And Lucy wants to get into Warframe, so she's probably going to stream Warframe. I think she told me. Uh, and it's just gonna be a fun thing for us to do together on the weekends. It's not gonna be work related at all. But yeah, so thank you very much for coming. If you haven't already, join us on Discord. It's discord.gg/Relic Hunters. Um, it's super fun, super friendly community. It's over 1,000 hunters now and growing. Always happy to have new hunters. And thank you very much for coming. And see you next time.